What's going on, my PT peeps? I'm walking that family of my fighters. I'm one eyebrow, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 5, titled Honey. Review, recap, some Easter eggs, discussion, breakdown, all that good stuff. Obviously, spoiler warning for Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 as a whole. Spoiler warning. Overall, another good episode. It highlighted these two guys, plus Sherry and Althea, and Sherry's group. Now, hopefully you learned the trick about the opening. You see Dwight and Sherry holding the mask there. So they do give some things away in the opening. Now, it starts with Sherry and Dwight on the bed, and they're looking at old notes that Sherry left Dwight. You see the infinity sign, and it's all over the place. That's kind of the symbol for Sherry, or Honey, and it started the episode and ended the episode. Everything gets a return. Everything came back around. And hopefully you saw the connections, Easter eggs, callbacks to Negan, The Walking Dead, Sherry, Dwight, The War, Morgan. It was pretty obvious. Dwight gets a call over the radio. Althea is supposed to be manning the radio, but I guess Sherry's people took her. Dwight and Sherry are in love. They're caring about each other. But it was interesting because we built it up so much for them to find each other. And then at the end, they separated. So hopefully they'll come back around. But Sherry goes to get a fork. I don't know if it was a cover-up or whatever because Sherry works with these people. And ultimately, you saw the red on the walls there. I wanted to highlight here. Sherry goes away. Dwight is kind of, checking things out. It's kind of got that horror vibe, horror movie vibe, and it's pretty awesome. Dwight's walking around with his axe. He opens up the blinds, and it's the people with the masks. And right now, you don't know if Sherry was taken, what's up with these people, and who are these people. We saw them in the trailer, and we wanted to know what it was all about. Dwight is taken to a place, it looks to be a swimming pool, and he's got a mask over his face, and they take it off, and then everybody has guns. Dwight gets a gun from the guy there, and they fight, but Sherry walks around, and it's like, yeah, don't worry, Dwight, sorry we had to do it this way, but I'm with these people, and they saved me, and we're here to take down Ginny. So that works out pretty good, even though Raleigh was with Logan, so it does fit that he was connected with Ginny somehow in some way. And hopefully you recognize Raleigh when Dwight met him in season 5 and Dwight let him go. And Raleigh came back around and they let him go again. Didn't get this guy's name, but he seems to be kind of one of the enforcers, even though Raleigh and Sherry, I guess, are the leaders. They have firepower, they have guns, they have dynamite, they probably have ammunition, they have a bunch of things. And now they also have the SWAT truck. But the plan was to go and attack the SWAT truck and take it down. But the SWAT truck is important to the show. It's an important character, I guess. It's an important vehicle to Althea. They're kind of working on things together. And right here, you feel like Sherry and Dwight are trying to come up with a plan so they can be together. And hopefully they will, but I just don't know. Althea's like, that's not going to do anything to an MRAP. It's for explosives, it's for IEDs, it's for stuff that is built for wars, not some little dynamite sticks, even though that could mess up the transmission or the wheel well or the axles or something, but they decide to steal the SWAT truck. So it's really dramatic with the horses. It reminded me of like a battle scene or something from Game of Thrones. They got the masks, and did you notice the makeup on the girls' masks and the guys' masks are pretty cool. It was definitely something different about the mask, but again, the horses was very dramatic, and it was like, dun dun dun, get ready, dun dun dun, get ready. And it made sense why they had to wear the masks, so if the Rangers saw them, they wouldn't know who they were, even though they were from Ginny's community. The SWAT truck comes down the dirt road, the back road, and it's on. And it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good sequence. It does remind me of the Western wagon chase scenes when they got to rob a wagon or something like that too. And the beard looks pretty cool with the mask, I have to say, so that was a pretty cool design. And then they're off to the races. And I have to say, the action sequence was pretty good for them to steal the MRAP, even though it kind of doesn't make that much sense that this one guy is in the SWAT truck by himself, right? Why would Ginny just send this guy out? He's like, yep, I'm all gassed up. I'll see you in 8 hours. So he has enough gas in there to drive 8 hours, but the guy came around, knocked out the antenna. That's why the comms are down. And I just thought it was kind of funny. He's like, ha ha ha, I did my part. He should have let out like a yell or a squeal or something. It would have been pretty funny. But to come up on the side, the SWAT truck's firing their rounds. They don't hit him. All you gotta do is get close to it. I thought that was interesting where it said stay back. They didn't listen. And the guns ran out of ammunition. They, I guess, had a plan for them to knock out the comms, draw the fire, come to the other side, and Dwight was the main guy to go do it. So Dwight comes around the other side, which was smart because the guns are only working on one side. Dwight comes up, and the action sequence was pretty good here. I didn't feel like, oh, Dwight was going to be in danger, he was going to die or anything here, because Dwight's pretty important for the show. But if you look at the horse the entire time, the horse was great. I mean, it's a trained horse. But he guns up, he drives into it, and the guy's driving maniac. But look at the horse right here. He's like, oh, I guess I turn around and I go back now. Like, what happened with that horse? Did it run away? But Dwight gets inside the SWAT truck, points his gun, and I don't know who his mask is supposed to be. Is it a president or something, like Point Break? But the mask falls down. Dwight and the guy are fighting, and Dwight gets beat up pretty good here, even though he kicks him out of the truck, which was kind of funny. But they're reaching for the gun, real dramatic, like, is it there, out of reach? Dwight kicks him. The guy's like, my wrong rib, yeah. But again, like, he's by himself. It just doesn't make that much sense. Like, what was this guy doing with the SWAT truck to get the gas to drive 8 hours? Like, what was the patrol going on here? But again, reaching for the gun, and then boop, out goes the door. It looks super fake there, but either way, he gets knocked out the door. Dwight gets into the driver's seat, slams on the brakes, and it's like, it was real dramatic. But either way, they got the SWAT truck now, and it's awesome. And then the rest of the people come over, they do that, and like, the guy got away. Where's the guy? And didn't they follow him? Like, how did the guy just get away? But then Morgan lassoed him up, or hog-tied him, or whatever you call it. But Morgan, being the cowboy, shows up, and Althea and Dwight are like, whoa, it's Morgan, because they haven't seen him in a long time. And Sherry was like, you know this guy? Did you save him? Well, not really. He saved him, but I guess Sherry wasn't the one to save Morgan because she would have recognized him, right? But Morgan, all suave, rolls up. He's like, what's up? But right here, when he's dragging this guy's body, it reminded me so much of when Negan was tied up on The Walking Dead. I know it's not the same thing by any means with CRM and Jadis, but it just reminded me just how they're tied up in the same position. But Morgan comes around. Again, Morgan's basically in every episode so far, and we're getting more and more time jumps. And Sherry and Dwight have been together for about a week, so time is going by, and it's definitely progressing the story. And there has to be several time jumps, or one more big time jump, if it's going to connect and line up with The Walking Dead at some point, which I hope it does. But Morgan, Dwight, and Althea are talking. They bring the guy out of the SWAT truck for interrogation to get information, which they should. That's the whole point, to keep this guy alive. They go back to the swimming pool and the makeshift settlement community, whatever you want to call it. And Morgan's trying to recruit people back to where Isaac and Rachel and baby Morgan are to build for the future. And I eventually think everybody's going to go there for their settlement. But how does that connect with The Walking Dead? Are they going to stay in Texas? If the plan is for Morgan to bring everybody back, how are they going to connect with The Walking Dead? I guess they're not. If they're going to hang out there, Morgan's trying to recruit people. People are like, I don't know about that. Sherry and Dwight are talking. Sherry's basically asking Dwight, do you want to do that and go with Morgan? Because I think Dwight wants to be with Sherry. But there's some baggage here with Dwight, Sherry, and Negan. And then hopefully you saw this callback. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but Dwight is torturing this guy with music, right? Takes us back to Easy Street. They also made speakers out of the buckets, which I thought was pretty interesting. But Easy Street, Dwight knows how to torture people. He did it with Daryl, that's for sure. And Sherry was there for that. So this kind of takes Sherry and Dwight back to with Daryl, Negan, and the Sanctuary. I thought it was funny when the guy was like, yeah, I know why you wear a mask, which was a burn, a deep burn, an iron burn. But Dwight's kind of regressing back to his torture ways with the Sanctuary. And did you pick up this? With Daryl, they fed him dog food. A-OK dog food. And mainly Dwight did. Here, he tortured this guy with a dog, with basically a wolf dog, with the meat on him, the guts on him, and it's pretty gross. But when Morgan threw the axe and knocked out the chair, the guy was just knocked out. Yeah, he's asleep. Did he even hit his head? I don't even know. But either way, the guy was supposed to be knocked out, and the interrogation was over. Morgan's like, yeah, you're not getting the answers you want. Well, you didn't give me that much time, Morgan, to do it. But either way, Dwight, Sherry, they come up with a plan. Well, Raleigh, Dwight, and Sherry come up with a plan that Dwight should call in to say, hey, you got to meet us here in a location. And that's pretty smart because Dwight and Althea are connected with Ginny, and the plan is to take out Ginny. Also, how many keys do you see there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Do they have 11 communities? But the plan was for Sherry to be in the SWAT truck to basically take out Ginny and the Pioneers and the Rangers. And there's like, sometimes it sticks, right? So was that symbolic that there was going to be a problem with this? Sherry couldn't do it. You know, Sherry was upset during that whole event that we'll talk about in a second. But either way, Morgan and Althea are like, yeah, we can't do this. We can't go through with this plan. So they're going to get some dynamite and just plan to sabotage the SWAT truck. Because if they don't have the SWAT truck there, they can't take out Ginny's patrol and Ginny. And the reason why is Morgan doesn't want to do that because he fears that if it goes wrong, they could hurt Grace and their people. But Dwight doesn't care. Dwight, Riley, this guy, Sherry, they don't care about their people at all. They're not connected with Grace and John and June and everything. They just want to take Ginny out, which I'm like, all right, let's take Ginny out, right? Why not? But we know it's only the 5th episode, so that's not going to work right now, right? They got to drag it out to maybe the mid-season finale or the back half of season 6. But Sherry puts Dwight, Morgan, and Althea in the swimming pool to not go with the plan because she does not want Dwight to regress back to who he was with Negan and the Saviors. And also, she wants to be the one to take out Virginia for all the times that she couldn't take out Negan. Right here, I thought the branches were a little low. I mean, it's made to hide things, but they just would get in the way. So these two guys are the lookout, even though it would make sense that one of those guys was in the SWAT truck, but Sherry's going to do it. She's the one that's got to make up for her past mistakes with Negan. This is how she's going to get her redemption and just go with it. So the cars are coming in the kill zone, the parking lot, the kill box, and she's ready to go. And, you know, they're coming in, they're doing this, and they have to wait to see if Virginia's there. But it just looks to be a bunch of Rangers. Virginia's not there, of course. Morgan, Althea, and Dwight are in the swimming pool, and they're talking about what can we do, what are we going to do, and, you know, Dwight gets some glass from whatever on the pool and breaks the rope around his wrists, and he leaves. So he goes from here to the SWAT truck like that. It's pretty quick, I have to say, but it all works out on the show, right? Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber already, please hit that subscribe button, become a valued member of our PT channel, Walking Dead family. So Sherry sees the trucks and the Rangers, but she's upset. Like, she doesn't want to do it. And I have to say, that'd be normal, right? Especially for Sherry. Maybe not Riley and this guy because they were wronged by Virginia, but Sherry really wasn't. What did Virginia ever do to Sherry? Nothing, really. But again, she's not aiming at Ginny, she's aiming at Negan and her past to make up for it, right? She didn't say that what she did later on, but we see the cars, we see the Rangers, and there's a lot here, I have to say, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If they took all these Rangers out, that'd be a big hit on Virginia's army. But, you know, they're trying to do it, and, you know, Ginny is not there, so it didn't make sense to kill them, but it kind of did, because that would have taken out a lot of the Rangers. Sherry doesn't go through with it. Dwight's trying to talk her through it, trying to help her out. Like, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. And, you know, Sherry is torn. She's trying. She wants to, but she doesn't. She wants to, but she doesn't. And these two guys are like, man, we didn't get it done. I should have done it. And Sherry gets pissed. She turns to Dwight and she's like, look, you made it. Why'd you have to make it this way? Why'd you have to make it this hard? It was already hard enough. I didn't need my conscience in my ear. I didn't need someone trying to talk me out of it. But, you know, it's probably going to help in the long run. And this is a breaking point for Sherry and Dwight. And I have to say, it makes it understandable, but it was kind of like, man, you should have took out this group right here. Dwight and Sherry go back to their little bunker here and they talk. Sherry has a breakdown and you find out that it's basically she still holds all these problems when Negan, the sanctuary, Dwight, how things went down. She had so many opportunities to take out Negan and she didn't do it. She couldn't do it. But Dwight says a great thing. You can't change the past. It doesn't matter. You can't worry about that stuff. But Sherry's like, look, you need to leave. You can't be a part of this, which kind of sucks because they spent forever trying to find each other. And then they do, and they get one episode together. So hopefully they'll reunite again. Dwight leaves, but he releases the dog. And I wonder what that's all about. Like, he had a kinship with the dog. He freed the dog. He freed himself. Is there symbolism here? Like, what is it? I mean, he didn't have to do that, but I guess he did because the dog was chained. It was boxed up in there too. But the way they paused on it, and Dwight looks at the dog, like he's free now. And just the shot right here is like, I just see the symbolism of Dwight can let go of his past and he's free, even though he doesn't have Sherry, which hopefully they end up together. But I thought this was funny right here, this whole thing where Althea and Dwight are using the walkers And just the way they put the hat on this walker. I mean, look at the face of this walker. Like, it just looks hilarious, right? And then they throw the hat for Althea, and he's like, brr, like it just looks weird, right? But Althea is supposed to be with this walker, and the other walker is Dwight, so that's what they're going as. Dwight and Althea died. Ginny's patrol is going to come around here and find that, and now Ginny is going to think Althea, Dwight are dead, and now they're gone. But they're going to come back around, obviously. And when Morgan was smacking that walker, he was like, poof, poof, poof. That's got to be good stress relief. It was pretty funny. But I don't know if it was supposed to be funny, but I laughed because you're like, man, this is just a funny situation here. But there's walkers all around. And, you know, basically, Althea and Dwight are free now. We kind of got this was the plan a couple episodes ago, and now it's happening. And it just looks like Althea. I'm pretty sure that it's hard to tell. It happened so fast, but they probably really tore up the walker's face. That's supposed to be Dwight's walker because, you know, couldn't have a burn on there. But either way, they get in the truck and they drive away. And there's walkers all around. And then they pause on these walkers here, so I'm not sure what that represents. But then the next day, we see Nora and the people from the high-rise building downtown. They're in this box truck, and they are going back to Morgan's place. And hopefully they get more and more people. Dwight goes into the box truck, draws the infinity symbol and the arrow for Honey to go there, to know where to go find Morgan. And I think I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like 11 people from Nora's group there. So you have Althea, Morgan, Dwight, and Nora's people. So a good amount of people for the start of Morgan's new settlement there. And that's how the episode ends. And there you go, guys. So if you enjoyed the video and the episode, hit that thumbs up button. Liking the video helps the channel out. Thank you, guys. Stay safe and tell them, Daryl.
No, we love you guys.